What's going on, guys? I'm sorry if my eye looks crazy. I just looked at the camera. My allergies been killing me, but I'm here to talk about these playing games, man. This is my favorite time of year. NBA playoff basketball is right around the corner, and I will say the play-in has been a great addition to the NBA. Has given us some more meaningful basketball for teams, especially those teams that are in the middle of the pack, those 7 to like 11, 12 teams. So we're going to talk about this, man, because we got some solid matchups, I think. We got the Hawks and Heat in the Eastern Conference going for the 8th seed to play a dangerously good Cleveland Cavalier team. I don't think any team whether whoever wins this game, I don't think they're coming out on top. If they get a game against the Cavs, that's a success. And then, of course, on the Western Conference side, we have the Mavs versus the Grizzlies. And the winner of that will be the 8th seed and have to take on the daunting task of taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. I mean, the Mavs definitely not beating OKC. And the Grizzlies, they're not beating them either. So, but we finna talk about these games because we got some good matchups. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference. Heat versus Hawks. I think this could be a very good game. In the season series, they split 2-2. Atlanta has won twice on their home court. Miami has won twice on their home court. So history says that the home team in the series is going to win. So Atlanta is already favored in that aspect since they have home court, since they're the higher seed. Where Miami comes in is they have the experience. They've been in the play-in 3 out of the last 4 years. They've been in the play-in quite frequently, and they have playoff experience. So they know what it's like. They know what it feels like to be in a big game. The only person that really knows what it's like to be in a big game for the Hawks is Trae Young. And their center, what's his name? Ogonk. I don't know how to say his name, but I think he's like number 17. I forgot how to say his name. I can't say his name. But those are the only two, but really Trae Young's the only person on that Hawks team that has big game experience. He's been to a conference final, he's been to playoff series, he's been in playoff series, whereas his teammates, they may crack under the pressure a little bit. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Andrew Wiggins, they've been in playoff situations. They've played in the finals. Wiggins won a championship with the Warriors, so they have that edge. They can go into an opponent's home and completely cause havoc. But I think this is going to be a great game. I think this game, if I hope I'm right, goes down to the wire. Two of the key guys on their team for the Heat, Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is going to have a big game. In the 4 games against the Hawks, he's averaging 29 points on 43% three-point shooting. Can't shoot any better than he's shooting right now. He had a great game against the Bulls, and statistically against the Hawks, he shot great. So he's going to need to keep up that hot shooting too. Another X factor for the Heat, Davion Mitchell. The 2 games that Miami has won, he's played well. Had 17 in one game, had 20 in the last game they played against the Hawks. So he is pivotal. The other guys, those role players, are pivotal. Bam Adebayo is going to show up. He's going to do Bam Adebayo things. I think Andrew Wiggins needs to have a good game as well. If he can give you 15 to 20, it puts the Heat in a good position to win the game. The Hawks, on the other hand, Trae Young, that's their boy. That's their franchise guy. Against the Heat, he hasn't had the best shooting numbers. He's only averaging 17 points per game, which is 7 points lower than his average on the season, but he averages 12 assists a game. And in those games where Trae Young has 10 plus assists, they're 2-1. So if the Hawks are gonna win this game, Trae Young's gonna have to play well, and his teammates are gonna have to hit shots, play defense. Dyson Daniels, great player, great defensive player. I would not be surprised if he's defensive player of the year. Averages 3 steals a game, which is crazy, and he has improved on the offensive end as well. Can drive, of course, can finish on a break, can even knock down an open 3 or 2. Their center, whatever his name is, great big body, can rebound on the defensive and offensive side, and can finish as well. Karis LeVert can slash, can finish at the rim, plays a little defense as well. If he hits some shots, the Hawks are in a great place. One piece they are going to be missing, though, Jalen Johnson. He's probably their second best player. I think he's out. I believe he's out for the season. I'm going to have to check that, but I don't think he's been playing recently, but he was a huge piece. He was averaging like 19 and 10, on the verge of being an all-star. They're going to miss him. And the rookie, Zach Richard, whatever his name is, he's been having Of course, he got off to a slow start, but he's been having a better season. Probably going to be rookie of the year with unfortunate injuries to Jared McCain and Jalen Wells. The Hawks can definitely win this game, but it's going to be on the backs of Trae Young and of course the others have to make shots. Trae Young, he has to shoot the ball well, and unfortunately for his size he takes a lot of difficult shots. He takes a lot of long threes off the dribble. He can make them, but he's not as efficient as you would want him to be. A good thing is he can get to the free throw line. He can get you 10 to 12 free throws a game. So even though he may not be the most efficient, he's going to keep attacking and it's going to lead to fouls. Even though he lacks efficiency on the shot making department, he makes up for it with his abilities to make free throws at a high rate. With that being said, I'm taking the Heat. I can't go against them. They just mopped the floor with Chicago, who has been playing really good basketball. They just laid an egg. But Tyler Hero played great. And if he continues that trend into this game, going into Atlanta, I think they have a great chance to win. I think this is going to be a very good game. I think this is one that people should take some time out of their day to watch. But I'm taking the Heat over the Hawks. I think Tyler Hero is going to have a good game. I think Bam Adebayo is going to have a good game. And I think Andrew Wiggins is going to have a good game under the radar too. Trae only going to need at least about 30 and 15. Just being real, we're going to need about 30 and 15. Let's move on. So I got the Heat in that one versus the Hawks. Let's move on. Western Conference. We got the Mavs versus the Grizzlies. The fact that the Mavs are in this position is just a miracle in itself. Since the Luka trade, the Mavs have had the most unfortunate season I've probably seen in recent history. You trade your superstar, then you get AD. AD's no scrub by any means. AD's no scrub. Of course, he comes in injured, but Luka was also injured too. He has a first game. He comes out hyped, killing. Then he hurts his groin. Then Gafford goes down not too long. Then Kyrie goes out for the season with a torn ACL. And it's just unfortunate, man. But the Mavs, I will say, have been very resilient, been playing solid basketball, have gotten back into the play-in. Because the Suns are just garbage. I'll probably make another video on the Suns for another time. But because of the Suns' trashness, the Mavs have been able to get into the play and give them a chance to get into the playoffs. Honestly, that's a win. With how their season has transpired, the fact that the Mavs have a chance to get into the playoffs, that's a huge win. That is a huge win. All right, let's get into this matchup though. Mavs 6-5 in their last 10. That includes their playing game win against the Kings, who they dominated. Grizzlies, they're 4-6. Haven't had a good two and a half months. They fired Taylor Jenkins. They fired their coach. Haven't really beaten a good team since before then. It's crazy as Memphis was a top 3-4 team at one point. Now they're on the verge of not even making the playoffs, which is insane. 4-6 in their last games. The Grizzlies, they do lead the season series 3-1. That kind of doesn't mean much because one, none of the teams were really healthy, and two, 3 of the games that they played were before the Luka AD trade. And the last game that they played, which was the last game of the season, it was just the bench guys versus the bench guys for each team. So you really don't get a grasp on how the matchups would be. But I will say AD is a beast against the Grizzlies. 2 games against the Grizzlies this season. Of course, on the Lakers, they've won both. He's averaging 30, 15, 2 blocks and a steal. If he's going to do that against the Grizzlies, and if Klay Thompson, Najee Marshall, Brandon Williams, who's been igniting the Mavs off the bench, if those guys show up, Gafford plays good, Lively plays good. If those guys show up with AD and he's putting up 30, 15, and 2, it might be night-night Grizzlies. And another thing that concerns me, even though the Grizzlies have 2 big guys with Edie and Triple J, the thing is Edie's not strong enough. Edie is not strong enough. He gets in foul trouble. And Triple J, he gets in foul trouble too. The 2 games which AD has played in, Triple J, which is Jaren Jackson Jr., had fouled out 1 game and had 5 fouls the other. So he averages 5.5. He pretty much fouls out anytime the 2 games he's played against AD this season. And I would think Triple J is going to be guarding him. And if you take Triple J out of the game, that is one offensive piece that the Grizzlies cannot lose. The Grizzlies, they have great pieces around them. Of course, you got John Morant, you got Desmond Bane, who had a great game. John Morant, who just injured his ankle in the last game against the Warriors. I don't know how he's going to come out, but you would think Jaren Jackson Jr., he's been in the league long enough. He still averages about 4 fouls a game. At some point, you got to learn to be a disciplined defender. And he gets a lot of ticky-tack fouls, a lot of fouls that are just avoidable. He could easily lower that if he just became a disciplined defender, but he's been in the league for 7, 8 years now. It's probably too late for that, but it's never too late for a lot of things. But I don't know. But if John Morant comes out healthy, which I don't think he is, I think that ankle is going to be bothering him a bit. But if Desmond Bane plays like how he does, if Jaren Jackson comes to play and can stay out of foul trouble, and John Morant just comes in, honestly, I can't even say I'm taking the Mavs, bro. I'm sorry. I'm not confident in the Grizzlies at all. I'm not. They're just a complete shell of themselves. They have some great pieces. Of course, you got the three with Desmond Bane, Ja, and Triple J, but they've just had a total collapse of the season. They have Aldama, they got Luke Kennard, Scottie Pippen Jr. has been a great addition to them. They lost the rookie Jalen Wells, who's playing well with them. I think that's a huge loss for them. I think the Mavs are clicking. They're clicking at the right time. Clay is coming off a good game. Najee Marshall's been playing good ball. If Anthony Davis if he's coming in and he comes in, he gets 25, 15, and 2, it's going to be tough, man. Because I don't think even though they have the size to match up with AD and Gafford, I don't think they can hang, man. I like the Mavs. I like the 2 road teams. Ooh, I just spit everywhere. I like the 2 road teams. To be honest, I like the 2 road teams for this game. The Mavs have been playing better ball than the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, they've just been terrible. I'm sorry. They've had an abysmal second half of the season. I don't know what happened after the All-Star break. I don't know what happened with that Taylor Jenkins firing, but it just hasn't been looking good for them, man. And to top it off, John got injured in the last game. So I'm going with the Mavs, man. I got the Mavs going in, winning, getting into the playoffs, and then getting smacked by OKC in probably 4 or 5 games. You never know, but the way the Grizzlies have been playing ball, I would not be surprised if the Mavs go into Memphis and come out with a win and they go on to the playoffs. That'd be great to see. Who knows? I could be wrong. But yeah, those are my picks. I got the Heat coming out of Atlanta as the winner and them playing Cleveland and getting smacked by Cleveland in the first round. And then I got the Mavs coming out of Memphis, then 8 seed and getting smacked by OKC. But I hope these games are a lot better because I think the West, outside of the Grizzlies and Warriors game, the games are kind of weak. Hopefully we get some better matchups. The Grizzlies are record-wise a better team, but recently the Mavs have been better. So we'll see how that goes. Like I said, with the Hawks, the Heat are coming off a win. Hawks are coming off a pretty bad loss on the road. So we'll see. But like I said, man, I can't go wrong against experience. You got Clay, championship pedigree. Anthony Davis, championship pedigree. You got 2 guys that are champs. And then the rest of the team, these guys were just in the finals. So they know what it's like to be in big games and perform. The Grizzlies, they really haven't been in a situation like that since 2022, where they got to the second round against the Warriors. Since then, they haven't really had much playoff success or big game success. So I like the Mavs, man. I like the Mavs because they got players that have been there before. That's it, man. I think the Grizzlies are more to tap in more into their bench. Play somebody who's going to make an impact on this game because the Mavs, they got a lot of guys that can make an impact. They got great size. They got great defenders. And they got a couple of guys on there in Klay Thompson who can heat up and hit shots. And then they got AD who can be a monster. So should be a good playing game today. I'm going to try to get this video posted tomorrow before the games or tomorrow afternoon. And then on Saturday, I'm going to have a video talking about the playoff series. So Hope y'all enjoy this one. Have a good night. Stay safe. Peace out, guys.